Regarding the submarine incident that happened just last month, there has been a lot of anger regarding the OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, who has died on board as he was on there, and the fact that he used college-age interns to design the electrical system for the mini submarine Titan that imploded, killing all 5 people on board when it was 3,500 meters down below sea level. Though OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush used college graduates who had no work experience, and at the college they just designed this mini submarine that could go down underwater, and they were controlling with the old PlayStation video game controller that is fit for a PlayStation or PlayStation 2, while drinking Kool-Aid. And that cost the lives of 5 people on board, including a father and son. So these 5 interns were graduates of Washington State University, which deep sea exploration specialist Rob McCahallan explains who actually has a background in this, and he also said Stockton Rush ignored a lot of safety issues that he was told, and he was told all these warnings, and he only cared about representation. And he thought this would be a good idea, and he would try to get people to get on the Titan submarine, paying thousands of dollars just to go on that submarine, which would later cost them their lives. Which one of the people who created this idea that would later kill people, who also died. Mark Walsh, who is graduated, with an electrical engineering degree in Washington State University College newspaper in February 2018, says he and his classmates created this design of the electrical system, implemented it, and tested it out with the video game controller. And Stockton Rush heard about it, and he hired Mark Walsh and his classmates who created this idea that would cost them their lives. And not only that, Rob McCahallan was asked by Stockton Rush if he wanted to get hired, but due to the safety concerns and knowing that this was not going to be a good idea, Rob McCahallan refused to work for him. and points out there was a whole bunch of failure that was going to happen, which did happen. Because inside it will look something like this. So there is Stockton Rush right here. It's done with a computer and also a video game controller lying off to the side, and a old PlayStation video game controller. Actually, the most cockamamie thing ever. And instead of hiring actual experts who could have made it better, or saying, just like Rob McCahallan, don't do this. Stockton Rush managed to do this and end up killing 5 people on board. And resulted in a lot of people who decided to quit working for the company, including the chief pilot, David Lottridge, who left the company over safety concerns, who described the Titan submarine as a mutt and a lemon that was not safe to drive. Well, Mark Walsh claimed that the intern created the electrical system, and McCahallan's describing experience of the woodshop where they worked became a lot big concern for the company, and it's going to change OceanGate forever. Stockton Rush had previously worked with Boeing and NASA. And University of Washington, they heard about it, and then the newspaper Everett Herald published that the university did not have an alliance with OceanGate, but they were aware that some of their graduates worked at OceanGate, which included Mark Walsh. Boeing, NASA, and the University of Washington denied working with Stockton Rush and also the graduates. And University of Washington has showed their concern that whether they misrepresented the role they played in the Titan submersible, the first design, which was to attract wealthy clientele by assuring them it was safe to go on it. And actual watercrafts, which is basically boats, cargo ships, yachts, submarines, and many other watercrafts out there, they all have a control panel, and they are not designed to be connected wirelessly with Bluetooth or a video game controller. And they always have a backup plan. So if something happens, they can actually do something about it. And as you know, video game controllers are only used for playing video games. And regarding the father and son, the wife and mother of Shahzada Dawood so Shahzada Dawood, 58 years old, and Solman, 19 years old, who graduated from high school and shot and so man, they just wanted to have a father and son bonding time. So they decided to go on the Titan submarine as Stockton Rush went to England and tried to convince the family that the submarine was safe to go on to see the wreck of the Titanic. And now the woman is she lost her husband. She lost her child. And this is all because of Stockton Rush's plans that result in backlash, and also resulted in his life for dying, because he decided to hire untrained interns, college graduates, university graduates who don't have any work experience. And he should have listened to Rob McCahallan and stopped the operation and other co-workers that he was working with. And he managed to get himself killed, a father killed, a son killed, and 3 other people who decided to pay thousands of dollars just to check out the ruins of the Titanic. And yet there's no safety concern, that there was no testing of this. And even the Titanic and Avatar movie, the creator James Cameron showed his concern about this and had some disapproval about this. And like they say, some things are better left untouched. And that is on Stockton Rush's part. And how this all happened, Stockton Rush's methods, which is feared to have been contributed to charges, were a major red flag for experts in the field, which also includes people who left the company. Which OceanGate's work and Stockton Rush's drive towards innovation became controversial when the company launched the Titan project, which aimed at taking tourists 12,500 feet beneath the Atlantic to visit the Titanic's wreckage. Which typically journeys such as unforgiving depths are carried out in costly research vessels and that are ill-equipped for tourist trips. Which is deep as the Marianas Trench. So Stockton Rush wanted to create a vessel that was cheaper and easier to launch, meaning carbon fiber, which carbon fiber is not durable for this. And he used these college university graduates who don't have any training regarding this, and could have listened to the experts at his company, OceanGate, that they could have used something that was more durable, able to hold itself against the strong current of water, and can actually manage to go down and manage to come back up to the surface of the water in case something may happen, and they have to take a last resort and just make it back up, because they couldn't make it all the way back to the ruins of the Titanic. So they used a modified $30 PlayStation style controller to maneuver the vessel. Also, a stupid idea on which is the on Stockton Rush's and also the university graduates faults for this. Stockton Rush admitted that he got a big discount from Boeing because to get carbon fiber because it was a past its shelf life for use in airplanes. So he managed to get it for at a cheaper price from Boeing. And dozens of industry leaders and explorers had warned Stockton Rush in 2018 that this experimental approach could be catastrophic and while Stockton Rush said he was tired of industry players who tried to use the safety argument to stop innovation. And of course, he was going for diversity. Let's try new things that, maybe will get myself killed. Which that shows his true colors of being resentful of the safety regards that many large companies, especially Boeing and NASA, which NASA they did a lot of testing, sending their astronauts to space, so they know what they're doing. Boeing, flight. And they followed safety regulations, and Stockton Rush ignored all of these. A former OceanGate employee left the company after he said something about Stockton Rush's ideas, which also got taken to court. David Lottridge, was the former director of marine operations, who wanted more safety checks on the submersible and testing to prove its integrity. Which actually he questioned the efficacy of the real-time health monitoring system, which is designed to flaws in the hull when it was subject to extreme high pressure. And he said it would only kick in milliseconds before an implosion. Which the submarine went way below which an average submarine would be managed to go. Not for army reasons, but it was going very down below. And the Atlantic and Pacific are very deep. It would not be appropriate for watercraft to go down below. He also urged OceanGate to have the vessel classed whereby an independent organization ensures it meets the industry-wide technical standards. So this basically any company that makes submarines has to follow this rule, which Stockton Rush tried to break this. So here's David Lottridge right here. Who wanted the safety checks. And where the Titanic wreckage is. And right here where they launched it, and OceanGate carbon fiber didn't make it. Which they went against David Lottridge. The second being Rob McCahallan, who the consultant when the company was founded, which he disapproved the ways of what Stockton Rush was doing. And while he did approve of that Stockton Rush was deciding to try new things, he was going describing it, but he's a full speed ahead, damn the torpedoes, the kind of guy. And in the submersible industry, it's extreme that it's all about precision and control. Nothing can be left to chance. And Stockton Rush even posted in the video online in 2021 that he had broken some rules to create the vessel, and saying the carbon fiber and titanium, there's a rule you don't do that. Well, I did. And in 2020, he said the hull had showed signs of clinical fatigue. So the system was kind of breaking down. So the father and son who died, here's a photo of them. Shahzada Dawood, who was 48 at the time, and Solomon 19 right before they died, leaving his wife and the son leaving his mom. That means he would not be able to go to like college or university, and the wife will be a widow, and no, she won't. She'll get trauma after this. So OceanGate looked like this before its tragic descent after no training. Happening on 8 a.m. British Standard Time. And at 9:45 a.m. all contact was lost. And this is why you don't use Bluetooth. Wireless connections way down below. They don't work. Which is also an error on his part. Now the other people, other than the people, other than Stockton Rush, Shahzada, and Solman, the fourth person was French Titanic expert Paul Henry Largoulet, who was 77 years old, and 50-year-old, 8-year-old British billionaire adventurer Hamish Harding, and Mr. Dawood and Solman would have likely have been killed instantly without any idea what was happening. And Miss Dawood said they arrived in the mothership at the harbor in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. And there were briefings at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. with scientific talks and discussions about wreckage and expedition. And they were telling people who were going down there to wear thick socks and hat, as it could get cold at the depths, and stick to a low residue diet and not drink any coffee before the morning began. And there was no toilet, which is also an error. And there was only a bottle or camp style toilet behind the curtain. And Stockton Rush also told passengers to load up their favorite music onto their phones to play via Bluetooth speaker, except country music. He also warned them that the descent would be in pitch black because the headlights were turned off to save battery power when they made it down to the seabed. And that's the last of what Stockton Rush did that cost a lot of people's lives.